Once was bad enough. Second time, absolutely numb. A sickener. Genuinely a sickener. Do me a favour. Genuinely do me a favour. Go down on football. I've got to mention it. I'm sponsored by them. They're wonderful. They help support this channel. They help these videos keep existing. It's really good. It's the link in the description below. Go download it if you want to do this channel and me an absolute huge favour. It'll put a smile on my face somehow. So please go and download that below. Really good. Stats, news, updates, all that kind of stuff. And it's absolutely free. What more could you want? But this one isn't going to be a usual match reaction kind of video because I can't be arsed, to put it simply. It's just... Oh, do you know what? Like, I'm a very rational person, and I've already tweeted a couple of things that have been quite emotional already. But like, the thing is, like, it's really hard not to go all tinfoil hat with this and go all conspiracy theory. Like, it's really hard not to, because you just know the crushing inevitability of the inconsistency of it all. Like, I kind of agree that this is not technically VAR's fault. It's like the people who implement it, but I would turn around and say a million times, why give, like, you know, something complex to people who were totally fucking incompetent in the first place? It's like giving a toddler, like, trying to get them to put a square peg in a square hole, and then, like, they can't even do that, so you then give them a laptop as well. These referees are just genuinely useless, and the application of the law, or the lack of application of law, is it's almost like dodgy. It looks dodgy. It just looks dodgy, you know? If something looks dodgy, it feels dodgy, then you start to think maybe it actually is. I'm not saying it is, it's just, it's frustrating basically, because you just know at some point Liverpool or someone else will get a penalty like the one Rodri didn't get. Like, how can you see that and then see the goal ruled out for such stupidness and not feel absolutely kind of hard done by? I know I'm very lucky. People are going to call me a victim, all that kind of stuff, and moan about it. I just in general hate it. I've always hated VR. I hate the essence of it. I hate the fact that it strips away what makes football enjoyable. It strips away the human element. And I hate the idea that in general players can be punished for some things that they never even meant in the first place. I think the idea that situations can just happen without you really having any choice in the matter is just ridiculous. You know, like Laporte clearly didn't mean to hand the ball. Like, so what has it actually brought in? All it's brought in so far is that it shows you that a rule that can be like, if the ball touches your hand at any point, even if someone smacks it from your yard, that'll then cost you a goal potentially. Like, that kind of nonsense is brought in. It's also shown that you can be a millimetre offside, your nose can be slightly ahead of someone else's, and therefore a beautiful goal can be ruled out. Like, is this making football better? Does it genuinely make football better? A lack of human understanding, a lack of common sense, a lack of, like, understanding that football is played at 100 miles an hour. It's lightning quick, it's fast, it's emotional, it's intense, so you can't boil it down to like a millimetre, or boil it down to someone's not being able to move their arm out the way in half a second, you know, like, because you just, like, these things shouldn't ruin the game. They shouldn't strip away. They shouldn't make players frustrated. They shouldn't make fans frustrated. Like, this isn't making the game better. It doesn't make it better. It just makes it slower. It makes it more, like, it's just more pedantic and more picky and robotic, and football is at its best, in my humble opinion, when it isn't robotic, when it's raw, it's emotional, the humans allowed to be humans basically. And, like, I don't know, it just feels frustrating. Like, a lot of people like it, whatever, each to your own. For me, it's just not what I like about the game, and I knew this was going to get like this. And the feeling at the stadium as well, I know the Spurs fans would love it, but, like, oh, it's just a sickener. You do fear every time the ball goes in the back of the net now. You just stop, and you've got everyone's doing VAR and people chanting about VAR, and, like, everyone just talks about refs now. Everyone just talks about refereeing decisions more than they did beforehand. Like, why is that good? It's soulless. It's boring. I mean, I know it's also the rules. The rules are totally and utterly lacking any form of common sense or human touch. They're not fit for purpose at all. This kind of stuff, like, I don't know why people like it this way. Like, really, why is it this stupid? Why is it like if someone smacks the ball? Like, I know this was like he went to head it and just hit his arm, but even then, if someone smacked the ball at your attacker's arm from a yard and hit it, that would therefore mean he'd be penalised for simply having an arm. Why are those the rules? Like, why? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, I know they're trying to make it black and white, but football isn't black and white or that. You know, there has to be an element of context. In life is usually about context, like, in general. Like, the more you do this, the more you strip away the essence of it. I don't like it. I think it's nonsense, and I just feel like it's inevitable that it's going to like. There's a quote from Guardiola. He said, "Well, let me find it." He said after it, where was it? Where did he say? Guardiola said during the Rodri thing, it should have been a penalty, but VAR was taking a coffee at the time. So Pep isn't happy. He feels like there's inconsistencies there, and that's what I can't stand about the inconsistencies. You know it's going to happen. Like, how can that not be given as a penalty with VAR there? Like, once again, the referees are absolutely useless. They're useless at worst. They're useless. Like at best, they're useless. At worst, it's makes you question things, doesn't it? No, I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I can't help it. But in terms of the actual game, like City battered Spurs. Absolutely battered them. They scored like what felt like there were only 2 shots on goal. We were all over them. Our own finishing definitely cost us in the end. So we only got ourselves to blame on that front. It should have been dead and buried before that even came an issue. 2 pretty soft goals as well, really. Just a header from a corner, and then we do have to pray every time we get a corner. They got killed that we can just somehow clear it, but we couldn't get it out. And then also. 2 loose in the middle for an easy good finish from distance, to be fair, but very loose. And other than that, though, we were all over them. Like, there was just a massive gulfing clash between us and Spurs. Genuinely, like, I'm not just saying that. We need to finish better. Like, we need to finish better because otherwise, these stupid fine margins, there'll be a way to rule out a goal. There's always a way, isn't there? And I feel like it's going to affect us a lot more than most teams. I know you're probably watching this, an opposition fan, think I'm being over the top, but when you see like all the media writing stuff like, "Oh, Spurs need to beat City for the good of the game," and you had last season, the Premier League chief executive saying it'd be great for the Premier League if Liverpool won it and all this kind of stuff. Like, you can't help but feel like no one likes you. That's how you feel sometimes. Individually, De Bruyne was great, absolutely fantastic. His ex-set missile as a passer, it's just brilliant passes. I don't know why we took up Bernardo. I thought Bernardo and him together were making loads of problems. Likewise, I thought Rodri was an absolute Rolls Royce. I thought he was brilliant. He's tall, strong. He absolutely bullied them. Their midfield couldn't really get a foot near us, and he was a large part of that. Aguero looked rusty. Gabriel Jesus looked a lot better when he came on, I thought. Got the goal. Should have been a goal. Unlucky to Gabriel Jesus. I don't think he did anything wrong there. I'm gutted for him. Aguero did get his goal, of course, but I still think he was very rusty. Didn't offer anywhere near as much as the rest of the team did. Kyle Walker, I thought, was excellent, genuinely excellent. He seems to get faster somehow. How has he got faster? It's ridiculous. But his energy and his effort, it's going to be tough for Cancelo to get into the team, genuinely. I thought Otamendi was a warrior as well at the back. He was so pumped up throughout that game. I thought he was absolutely excellent. Laporte, decent alongside him as well. I've not actually seen the headed goal. I don't know who was marking him. I've not seen it back because I was at the stadium as well. So someone have to tell me in the comments below if that was bad defending or not. Zinchenko, I thought he was pretty decent as well. Got forward really well. Gundogan was okay, I thought he had a decent game. Sterling was a real threat. What a header as well for that first goal. It feels like a lifetime ago now, but a genuinely very good goal. But in general, we've dropped our first points of the season. I guess we've got that out of the way now. Look at the table. I mean, it's only early days, obviously 4 points. Liverpool at the top there. I still think we'll beat Liverpool. I don't know with VAR, but I still think we will beat them. I still think we'll win the league because if we play that good in every game, even if we are finishing, we'll still batter most teams. I think will win pretty much 95% of the games. I really believe that way. We were a cut above Spurs, a genuine step above them, and I'm still adamant that we are the best team in the league by a long way. But slightly our own fault for not finishing, and also then the nonsense of this game. Like, I just don't get it. Once again, I'm going to rant. I just don't get how this makes football better. How does it make football better? How does it make it more fun? How does it make it more enjoyable? How does it not strip away what it means to be a fan of the game when you're watching goals go in and you're thinking, oh, hang on, I probably won't celebrate yet because I don't know what's going to happen. And that one looked so innocuous as well. No one would ever in a million years would see anything that went wrong there because no one did anything wrong. That's the thing. Laporte didn't do anything wrong, yet somehow he's been penalised. Like, he obviously didn't mean it. No one would mean it. Football is that fast, that quick, things happen. Yeah, it rules out a goal, I know it's the same for everyone, people will say, but I don't like it. I just don't like it. I think it's tiring and boring, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get finicky, and we're going to get fiddlier, and the rules are going to get more and more messy. Guys, I've been ranting there, so sorry it's not the most in-depth video, but I'm knackered, absolutely exhausted from that game. Once was bad enough, twice. Oh, Spurs. I don't want to play Spurs ever again. Fuck Spurs. Like, I hate it. It's a weird feeling. Like, it feels like football's changed, doesn't it? Football doesn't feel like it was. It really doesn't. I don't think it's better, personally. Each to their own. I'm going to stop feeling sorry for myself now. We're still very good. It's thankfully it's in the second game of the season. We will win plenty more games. I'm sure the ball drop points at some point. Now, guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you to the patrons who help support this channel. Go down Level Football in the link in the description below. Subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. And I can't wait to read all the salty comments from fans of other teams mocking me for my overly emotional video. Probably be fair too. But, sometimes you want to get things off your chest in a bit.